about my life experiences of industry engineering techniques. So I will talk in English, Hindi, because some spiritual words has got no, the right words in English. So I will use both the things. I hope it's all good for you. So to start this journey, I remember when I joined Thermax, it was a game changer time for me. I did my basic engineering and I did my diploma in mechanical engineering, and I was a very small kid, fortunate to be in the hands of so-called gurus of mine in industry engineering sector, Mr. Ramesh Kaldekar, Mr. Joshi sir, our V.K. Deshpande, our Dharmadhikari, all these stalwarts in industry engineering people, and I was just a trainee engineer. And then I started my career with Thermax in 1992, long back. At that time, we have got our factory manager, Mr. D.L. Chavan. He is a person of extremely out-of-box thinking. And then he used to keep on exploring new possibilities and used to discuss with us. At that time, something clicked in my life, which I want to share with you. And I think this is the way I have grown, and this is the thing which I want to extend as my gratitude to the industry engineering philosophy. We used to calculate this productivity index, as you know that we have got our core areas of improvement of productivity, and we used to calculate the standard man hours on the basis of the work measurement analysis, and then we used to calculate the productivity indexes. So at that time, our Mr. Chavan once asked me, your productivity index is always around 80%, 85% in the project industry, but have you ever calculated your value added index? Value added index. And that was the point which has, deeply immersed me into this industry engineering technique. Then I did my industry engineering graduation. And this value added management becomes the way of thinking in my life. You may be aware of this concept. I am not the right person to explain on value-added management, but like we just had a cup of tea which take maybe 2 minutes, but we had a break of about 45 minutes. So this is how we can calculate the value addition. So this value-added concept is very important in life. And then I started calculating this value-added ratio in the work area which I was associated with. This is coil shop, which I was supposed to calculate the productivity index. And you will be surprised, friends, and I'm very sure you might have done this exercise in your work premises also. But any idea, any guess, what is the value addition that we do? Although our productivity index is maybe 80%, 90%. Any idea, any guess? Maybe, automobile industry can have more value addition index, maybe due to the process or the continuous mechanical cycle, but the ratio that we have calculated were astonishing. It was hardly 4%. 4%. We calculated the arcing time, what is the arc time in per day the welder is doing, vis-a-vis the available time with him. And then we started thinking, if this is the value addition that we do in the day-to-day life, the productivity index 80%, whatever we are calculating, I think is quite hypothetical. And we have to get into further refinement of these concepts. While this exercise I was doing in my job, I have adopted this same philosophy in my life. And I started thinking what I am doing, what is the value addition I am doing daily in my job. I started thinking very deeply about it. 4 or 5 years, I was a small kid, not really very matured enough to take any decision, but always I used to think, I'm going to the job, 8:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock I am returning, but what is the value addition that I am doing daily in my life? And then I started getting frustrated. I thought that this value addition is even lesser than what I am calculating at my shop floor. So what is the meaning of value? that one has to really understand on the basis of his professional life as well as on the basis of his own inner journey. So all these two aspects has to go hand in hand to understand the value-added management concept. So I deeply started thinking, and then I decided to become an entrepreneur at the age of 23. I ventured myself from my job. I left my job, and I'm grateful to Thermax at that time. They supported me a lot in, becoming a businessman and a small industrialist and running a shop. And then I started this concept very deeply in my heart, daily thinking how I can improve this factor even in my industry also. So value addition, first foremost thing in business, you have to keep on escalating to the value chain. The more you go below the value chain, the more is the problem for you. Like any big company, selling their own products can have more profits than a small industry which is supplying small components to them. And even the supplier of that small industry will have further problems in recovery of finance or in manufacturing those. So the foremost important thing as a small industrialist, I have decided to escalate every year myself in the value chain. So as a fabricator, I have decided to get into pressure vessel business, and that to become a designer of a process vessel, pressure vessels, having our own core competence. And then we started that journey. Slowly, steadily, we got ASME certification. We have developed our own design team. We have developed our own softwares, and we have developed our own customer base. And I'm very glad to inform you in now this last 26 years journey of my industry. I started this company in 1996, and today it is 2022. So almost 26 years we are completing, and now we are having a presence almost in every continent. We have got customers to whom we can supply. So this process, I am grateful to industry engineering for giving me this insight in my life, that every day if you think on value addition basis, your life will improve like anything. Not only professionally, but your inner journey, your own satisfaction. Everything has got the principle of industry engineering behind it. Last week, I was just watching FIFA World Cup, and the match was between Portugal and Morocco. And Portugal was lagging by a goal. Everybody was hoping that Portugal should win. Ronaldo was there. All key players were there. And as the second half was coming to the end, last 5-7 minutes, there was a huge desperation. Everybody was trying to get the equalizer, but Portugal couldn't do it. And then when SK told me that you have to speak, I just correlate that match with our function, industry engineering function. People always feel very nervous. Oh, you do work studies. Oh, I see. You do this productivity calculation. We have to add charm to our profession. We are dealing with the most precious resource. Material management people, they can bring wrong material, they can rework on material, they can substitute material. Production people can make some corrections in their production system, but as an industry engineer, you are dealing with a resource called time, which is irrecoverable, irreplaceable. So the most precious resource to handle, to work upon, is in the hands of industry engineers. And the foremost important thing about life, when I started thinking this industry engineering technique for my inner journey, my inner realization. See, in this football match, at least there are 90 minutes in front of you. And in this 90 minutes, you have to make most out of that game. But if you see our life, we have given only 2 days to stay. One is our birth, and second is our death. In between that, everybody has got variable time in hand. Nobody knows what is the exact date of our death. If we know that technology, I think we will have the mechanisms to fool the God also. But God has not given that date to us. So we have got limited seconds to live on this earth, limited time to live on this earth. So this is the question again, what is the value addition? What is the value addition as an person, as a human being to live on this earth? Samartha Ramdas Swami in one of his श्लोक says कि मना पाहता सत्य है मृत्यु भूमि, जिता बोलती सर्व ही जीव मीनी, चिरंजीव है सर्व ही मानिताते, अकस्मात सांडुनिया सर्व जाते. He says that everybody lives his life like he is never going to die, and at the time of death everybody leaves this world as if he has never lived this life. So this is the pathetic condition of our life, because we have given up this principle of value added management, what industry engineering has taught us. So I feel that industry engineering is not only a profession. Industry engineering is as ancient as our Hindu Sanatan Sanskriti, as ancient as our Rishi Muni sculpture and Vedas. It is as ancient as that. We have to elevate the techniques that we are day to day adopting in our life by understanding that every minute, every second in our life is precious and we have to make most out of it. So what is most important thing in our life? How we can make the biggest value addition in our life? Bhagavad Gita 15th Adhyaya says that the death is nothing but your prana goes in terms of a vayu with samskar. Whatever you have done in your work life, those samskar just get carried away, and according to those samskar, karma samskar, you get the next birth. So that philosophy, don't you feel that it is extremely related to our industry engineering technique? Is it not the value-added management that has been taught by Bhagwan Shri Krishna? When we talk of all spiritual things on such platform, people say, "Arey, how these two things can go together?" But one thing you have to understand, this Bhagavad Gita has been explained by Bhagwan Shri Krishna not in a conference room, not in a meeting. It was chanted on war front. So how we can say that this such granthas has got no relevance to our day-to-day life, not to our production life? We are so carried away by these foreign authors. If somebody says that he is from Harvard University, he is from Stanford University, we immediately follow those books. We follow the goal book. I remember in 92 when we were engineers and our management always used to give us these books to read. But I feel that as an industry engineer, I always give my employees the messages from our so divine granthas like Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana. Ramayana has taught me a beautiful thing. When Ravan took away Sita ji from Ram, what are the options available with Ram? He has got only his younger brother with him, Lakshmana. He don't have any, even the weapons. So if I am at his location, I will always say, Lakshmana, let's go back to Ayodhya. Let's say, Bharat, keep this oath which I have given to father. Give me the Sainya, because I have to go to Lanka and defeat Ravana. But Ram is become so great only because he has accepted the situation and he took the resources available at that time. He took the monkeys and he made them to fight with at that time's world champion Ravana. So industry engineering can be very well correlated with this kind of principle in life, rather than finding out the best potentials or the best resources to perform the best thing is to make whatever available with you to perform for yourself. If we adopt this, I think we will not people of excuses. We will never give any excuses. Whatever is available as a project manager, whatever resources are available, what are the kind of, like the Pathanatya was very nice. People, these youngsters have really performed well. They have given us a message, So as an Indian, businessman, I always feel that we have got huge quantity, but we are really lacking in quality on every aspect. But rather than crying on this front, I think we should adopt whatever is available, whatever the resources available with us, and make a synergetic effect out of it. And this synergy can be only brought with this such divine granthas. On that basis only we can create, the wealth or the worth of life to live for ourselves. And the last important thing is that what is the value addition as a human being? What is the sanskar that we want to carry? And that's where the spirituality comes into picture, which I can very well correlate with the techniques that I have learned in the industrial engineering. Like, you have to make the things simple. Why we are having sorrows, why we are having issues with our life, because we have made life very complex. We have made the things, expectations from the life are so high that this always keeps us discouraging. So what is our work measurement techniques teaches us that you make things simple, keep the things which only required for your workforce. So if we adopt such things in our life, I think life becomes a very beautiful journey, because your expectations are very low, your requirements are very low, and happiness, which is the most important thing in our life, for which we are doing everything. Is there anybody who want to do things without happiness? Everybody is doing things for happiness, nothing else. So for that purposes, these engineering techniques taught to us has to be brought as a part of our life, not as a part of our profession. And this is what I have understood, this is what I have practiced in my life, and has made me successful as a businessman also, and I am on the way on the spiritual journey, getting benefits out of it, because my Guru, Shree Maharaj, teaches me that use every second of your life for memorizing the Naam of Ram. Keep memorizing that Naam of Ram, because that is the only thing which you will carry on the last breath with you. So that is the real value addition the person does in his whole life. So I want to give you the complete bird eye view of industrial technique, from profession to a person's life, to become happy in our life, and to the spiritual growth on the next journey. So industrial, I think the LIC building is just nearby somewhere. So I think those techniques are Zindagi ke saath bhi और जिंदगी के बाद भी. So I request the youngsters, the prospering candidates, just don't be very, mathematical or only the academical from engineering profession point of view. Try to understand the philosophy, try to correlate that philosophy with your life, try to get the extracts from our granthas, and become an industry engineer by heart, not by brain. That will give you a very big horizon in your life to prosper in all sides. And this is what I have experienced. So that's what I want to share. So thank you to SK Joshi and the complete panel of Pune chapter. They came all the way to my factory and they requested me to have a word with you. So I hope that this small life journey of mine is maybe humiliating to you, and I will like to see people growing as an entrepreneur on the background. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Ravindra Pathak, for accepting our request and invitation and given wonderful connectivity of life with spiritual things. So, and I am proud that he is graduate industry from our institute and done business, not Naukri. Naukri is very simple, and I tell business karna is 100 times difficult. So he is managing both. Yeah, and now he is visiting today evening, going to the Gondolekar Maharaj Mandir. So yes, request is accepted and find the timing for us. Thank you very much. Rajesh, you want to sum up?
I never ever seen anybody who speaks about the spirituality face to face. Just it is a just